What if the oceans weren't always here? What if the waves were born from a storm not of wind, but of the heart? Before the tides, before the storms, what kept the world in balance? What if the sea was not born of salt, but of sorrow? Before the oceans, the world was still, not lifeless, but calm. The land stretched far and wide, an unbroken tapestry of valleys, mountains, and forests that breathed in silence. Birds soared across golden skies. Rivers wound like silver threads through the hills, whispering secrets only the trees could understand. The air was pure, the earth rich, and time itself moved like a slow breath. But for all its beauty, the world knew nothing of the deep. No crashing waves, no tides, no horizon swallowed by blue, no ocean. Bathala, the great creator, watched from the heavens and in his wisdom saw that even peace must be guided or it will grow wild. And so he shaped two powerful spirits. Sinta, born of soil and sunlight, the gentle guardian of the land, wherever her feet touched, roots took hold. Trees rose like prayers, flowers bloomed in her wake. She taught the beasts to build, the vines to climb, the rivers to find their way home. And Dako, carved from sky and storm, a spirit of great force and fierce beauty. His breath moved the clouds, his voice stirred thunder. He painted the skies in hues no eye had yet seen. He gave the world wind, to cool, to cleanse, to carry change. Together they were harmony made flesh, two halves of a sacred whole. Sinta, the stillness of the soil, Dako, the motion of the sky. They did not rule the world, they nurtured it. One from below, one from above. One rooted, one free. And so the world turned, not with war or chaos, but in rhythm. But balance is a fragile thing, even among the divine. And even in a perfect world, pride can take root. Sinta and Dako were like day and night, different but bound by purpose. Sinta made the trees grow tall and sweet. She taught the animals to build homes in the shade. Wherever she walked, life followed. Dako, meanwhile, painted the sky with color. He commanded the winds and taught thunder to roar. He was powerful, proud, and often misunderstood. But slowly, envy crept into Dako's heart. He watched Sinta praised by creatures below, her name whispered in prayers, while he, the sky itself, went unnoticed, taken for granted.
Why do they thank her and not me?
He wondered.
Do they not see the storms I tame, the winds I bring to cool the fire?
Sinta, ever kind, would reassure him.
Brother, the world needs both of us. Without your sky, my soil dries and dies.
But Dako's heart darkened. Pride had taken root. One fateful day, the skies turned gray. Dako had grown tired of being unseen. His clouds thickened, his winds howled. A storm unlike any before swirled over the land, not to protect it, but to prove a point. Lightning cracked, thunder echoed like anger unleashed. Sinta ran to her sacred garden, the heart of her land, and cried out,
Brother, enough. Why do you bring pain where there was peace?
But Dako, consumed by fury, could no longer hear her love, only the echo of his own pride. With one final bolt of rage, he struck the ground where Sinta stood. Silence followed, smoke rose, trees burned, and Sinta was gone. When Dako saw what he had done, the skies fell silent, the winds stilled, the clouds hung heavy, not with fury, but with regret. His clouds no longer raged, his thunder no longer rolled. There was no more anger left, only aching silence. He cried, not as a god, but as a brother who had shattered the one bond he could never remake. His tears fell endlessly from the sky, not the rain of storms, but the sorrow of a shattered soul. Every drop carried a memory, every gust of wind a whisper of her name. The earth drank every drop, valleys filled, fields were swallowed. The soil, once warm under Sinta's touch, turned cold and wet. Flowers wilted beneath the rising flood, trees bent as if in mourning. Water rose where once there was land. The rivers overflowed and forgot where to stop. Mountains crumbled into cliffs, paths vanished beneath the tide. And thus, from Dako's guilt and grief, the first oceans were born. Vast, restless, eternal. But the sea was not just water, it was memory. It was penance. It was love, too late to save, but never too late to remember. In every wave, Dako's tears continued to fall. In every tide, his longing reached for the land he lost. And though Cinta was gone, the world now held a new balance. One shaped not by harmony, but by heartbreak. And so the ocean sang, not of storms or triumph, but of sorrow and of forgiveness yet to come. Athala saw the sorrow in Dako's heart, and the oceans now covering the world. Not with anger, not with wrath, but with the calm, knowing gaze of a creator who had seen the hearts of gods and mortals alike. He did not punish Dako. He offered him something greater, a lesson. A path not of guilt, but of growth. For even grief, when surrendered to time, can shape beauty.
From your tears, the world now breathes differently.
Athala said,
You broke what you loved, but in your grief, you gave birth to something vast, something sacred. Not all creation comes from joy. Sometimes it rises from sorrow.
And so the oceans remained, vast mirrors of the sky, endless and unknowable. They became the cradle of new life, shimmering fish with scales like stars, coral forests glowing like fire beneath the waves, and great beings who knew no soil, only currents and song. They whispered Cinta's name with every wave, her spirit woven into the pulse of the tide. She lived not in form but in rhythm, the soft hush of waves on sand, the slow swirl of sea foam. And the wind still carried Dako's silent apology, not in words, but in the gentle breeze that cools the earth, in the distant roar of waves against the cliff, in the way the sea reaches for the shore and retreats again. Even now, when the waves crash against the land, some say it is Dako, reaching, pleading, mourning, trying once more to touch what he lost. And when the ocean is still, quiet as a prayer, not a ripple, not a sound, that is Cinta, forgiving him. In the hush of the tide, in the peace after the storm, they are together again. From pain can come beauty, from guilt, growth, and from love, even lost, can come the oceans that carry the stories of the world. They say the sea remembers everything, that every wave holds a memory, a whisper of what once was and what still lingers. And so, the ocean endures, not just as water, but as memory, as proof that even the fiercest storm can give way to stillness, and that love, true love, never truly disappears. It only changes form, becoming the tide that returns again and again, forever reaching, forever remembering, forever telling the origin of all things. If stories of ancient origins and forgotten worlds speak to your soul, don't forget to follow, like, and share until the next tale unfolds.